Are you thinking about walking away from your pre-sale purchase? Well, you might not be alone. I'll share my personal story shortly that cost me over $200,000.
Own your life.
Now, with rising rates, construction delays, and prices dropping in many areas, buyers are rethinking their decisions. But here's the thing, walking away from a pre-sale contract can come with real consequences. Today, I'll break down what happens if you walk, how your contract determines your options, and what you can do to try and save your deposit. Stay with me, especially if you're feeling stuck in a contract that you no longer want. This could save you tens of thousands of dollars. Section 1. Why people are walking. Let's talk about why this is happening. Maybe prices have dropped since you bought. Maybe your mortgage approval fell through. Perhaps your life has changed and you no longer have a cosigner. Have you accidentally destroyed your credit or lost your job? Or maybe construction delays have pushed your completion date years out. Whatever the reason, buyers all over are asking the same thing. Can I walk away from my deposit, and does it make sense? My lawyer buddy was telling me a couple of weeks ago that he gets more calls asking this question than anything else anymore. That is freaking crazy. Section 2. What the developer contract actually says. Here's the most important thing to understand. Every pre-sale contract is different. There's no standard way to walk away. Some developers will keep your deposit and can sue for additional losses, also known as performance or breach of contract. Others may resell the unit and come after you for the difference in value. And a few may quietly release you if they're confident they can resell at a higher price. So how do you make a decision? It all depends on what's in your original purchase agreement. You signed it, and that is a contract which is legally binding. In many cases, the deposit is non-refundable unless the developer defaults, even if you've never moved in. Do not rely on yourself or your realtor, if you used one, to make this huge decision for you. Seek independent legal advice from a lawyer experienced in pre-sale contracts. Why would you walk on a contract and risk your deposit in the first place, you might be thinking? Let's use myself as an unfortunate example. I've done over 20 transactions in real estate, and rarely have I lost money, but this one's a doozy. I purchased a pre-sale property in the US. I was testing out a new market. It went well at first, but then COVID wiped out the city. Now the area I purchased in is rampant with violent crime and drug addiction with the new opioid crisis. The value of my property tanked over 40% in approximately a period of just over 6 years. I ran the numbers, spoke with legal counsel and my accountant. I was advised that I would lose substantially more money by completing on the sale. It would wipe out my savings, and I would have a massive monthly overhead bill covering that mortgage that no longer generated cash flow. So I lost over $200,000. That fucking sucked, but it could have been worse. And had I completed the property, it would have had ongoing stress. And at the end of the day, I sleep a lot better now, surprisingly. Luckily, the purchase contract was written in a way that allowed me to just lose my deposit. The developer will now retain my deposit and either rent it out when the market picks up or resell the unit in the future. Section 3. What happens if you walk? Here's what happens if you walk. You forfeit your deposit, which is 5 to 25%. You may be sued for damages if the developer resells at a loss. You may have to pay legal costs on both sides, and it may impact your credit if it goes to court or collections. If your deposit is held in trust, yes, the developer can still go through legal action to claim it. Section 4, can you save your deposit? The good news, there might be ways to limit the damage, but only if you act fast and work smart. Try to assign the contract. This means selling your interest in the pre-sale, essentially the paper, to another buyer. Some developers allow assignments with approval. You may have to pay a small fee of 1 to 3%, but this can save your full deposit and avoid legal action. Negotiate a mutual release. If the market has gone up, the developer may gladly resell. They might agree to release you from the deal, but you may lose part or all of your deposit. However, that's better than further action. Speak to a real estate lawyer. This is not the time to rely on Google or ChatGPT. Get a legal opinion before you make any moves. Talk to a realtor experienced in assignments. They will help you find buyers and negotiate the developer rules. Section 5. Prevention is better than cure. Before you sign a pre-sale contract, you should know, is the deposit refundable under any conditions? Can I assign the unit later? What's the timeline for construction and completion? What are my exit options? Your realtor and the developer obviously can't control market conditions. Pre-sales can be very lucrative investments until they aren't. Right now is a fantastic time to buy move-in ready pre-sale because in a lot of cases, it's cheaper than existing resale. Would I recommend you buy pre-sale now that's completing in the future? It really depends on your situation and the completion date of this project. And please, do not rely on the sales reps for advice. They represent the developer, not you. If you're stuck in a pre-sale contract and you're thinking about walking, don't go silent. Let's talk about your options. Can you co-sign it? Can you negotiate yourself out? Can we structure a backup plan? DM me or scan this QR code. Let's have a confidential conversation before things get worse. And if you haven't bought yet, I'm happy to review your pre-sale contract before you commit. Please like and share this video with anyone who's considering walking on a pre-sale contract. You might just save them a lawsuit. And don't forget to pick up my best-selling book, Rockstar Real Estate Investing, on Amazon. Thank you very much for listening. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.